Nothing much new to say about Arsenal, really. The team pretty much picks itself. For Van Persie in for Bergkamp, that'll be a little different. Although Van Persie can drop deep and pick up the ball, I expect him to play pretty much further up the pitch and try and influence it alongside Henry, rather than drop too deep into midfield. The rest of it is quality. You know, they're probably 2 players away from the strongest side. Yeah, Gilberto and Bergkamp would probably make them at their very best, but that's still a formidable outfit. And Newcastle are going to have to be at their best to get anything tonight.
No end-of-year awards, but what a year. In all competitions, 52 games for Arsenal, 43 goals, and still another 90 minutes to come. I have to say, and I suppose it's a British bias, but how Shevchenko, how Ronaldinho have got those awards ahead of Henry doesn't really stack up if you look at the statistics. What does stack up is this period of silence as football fans again pay their respects to the victims of the disaster on Boxing Day, particularly with the death toll rising yet again. Steve Bennett on an Arsenal match for only the 2nd time since he sent off Patrick Vieira and gave Manchester United that last-minute penalty at Old Trafford. He took charge of the 5-4 win at White Hart Lane last month.
Oh, more of the same, please.
Well, Newcastle to kick off. They'll be looking for an upswing in a new year. 2004 has seen some turbulent times here on Tyneside. 5th place wasn't good enough for some in May, but how they would love to be up there now. And that's where you find Steve McLaren and Middlesbrough. So we're underway, the final Premiership game of the old year. And it's always one that's fiercely contested. But it hasn't exactly been the fortress St James's for Newcastle. I'm sure 50,000 fans will do their utmost to help their players, make it difficult for the side that are 2nd in the table.
Just thinking, Mark, that little battle here on this near side, they might develop Cole and Bellamy. Did Bellamy play against Cole in that England-Wales game? Pretty much a lot of the time, and Cole pretty much wrapped him up, didn't he?
I thought you were going to refer to an incident or two between them in that turbulent match down at Highbury 3 years ago. And Newcastle achieved the status of coming from behind when Arsenal score first, a bit like Manchester United. They just don't seem to get beaten, but Newcastle did beat them then. Craig Bellamy being followed by the player cam. And you can have a good look as to see how close Ashley Cole gets in the really tactical jousting here.
The Arsenal skipper just got a whack there. He committed the foul, but he got caught himself, just hobbling about a little bit. We're hoping he shakes that off. The way this Newcastle team set up, a little bit like Aston Villa, you know, last year. I think it was last night, was it? It was track of all the games. But it seems to me that Newcastle, if they can get the ball, they've got players and a system here that can trouble Arsenal. The problem for Newcastle is going to be when they don't have the ball. Have they got the ability to stop this Arsenal team penetrating them? That's the big question tonight.
Bernard must have had a bit of a shock to find that Celestine Babillaro was allegedly on the premises yesterday. But he's fallen out with this club and has not agreed the contract offer that's on the table. You can only play those sort of games for so long, you feel. Robert. A mercurial talent, if ever there was one. When he's hot, he's very hot.
Yeah, I think he's a player, though, that if you can get him on the pitch and he can absorb all his faults, and he does give you an offer, you have such a lot. You don't have to look at the free kick the other day. Fantastic strike, no right to hit it from where he did.
Arsenal starting to believe that they're back on track. Their last 3 wins, all achieved with no goals conceded. Cole. It's a good run by Robin van Persie.
Well, Shea Given got himself in no man's land there, but got away with it. I'm not sure what he thought. He's almost offside. I mean, I think he looks half a yard offside. Van Persie, but he got the benefit of the doubt. And Shea Given just gets lucky. Full marks to Van Persie. He spotted while running where the Newcastle goalkeeper had gotten himself.
Henry with the corner. Out comes Given. Hasn't really dealt with it with full conviction that time either, and it's Van Persie again. It's an opportunity in the absence of Dennis Bergkamp. In the short term, of course, because Bergkamp is injured, but in the medium and long term as well, to show that he can be the eventual replacement for the great Dennis. Henry. He's losing Robert and Bellamy. Campbell. It's a corner. Encouraged by what happened at Portsmouth.
I'll tell you what we've got tonight as well. In set plays like this, I don't think Newcastle are the biggest side. I don't think they're the best headers of the ball around either. Arsenal are a big side, make no mistake. They've got 4 or 5 in there who can really contest the ball. Newcastle have got to concentrate in this situation. It's normally Arsenal we're talking about defensively from set plays.
Henry's touch. Newcastle had all funneled back. Problems with this playing surface at St James's Park, but for the time of year it's in reasonable order. Flamini. Here's Kolo Touré. Didn't really deal with it, Bramble. And Flamini is in there. Henry tries to place it. Newcastle scrambling with Bramble again. Early danger. Van Persie. But he loses his footing. It's not quite so good on the right side as with the left.
That's a bright start from the away side. Henry almost got in. I just wondered again, offside or not. Now look at that, that's borderline again. Getting the benefit of the doubt, the attackers. Now that's a little warning in Newcastle. That's twice. Van Persie then Henry, who might well have been given offside. They weren't. They were going to have to be aware of Newcastle. That linesman's going to give them that kind of advantage.
Touched on by Amiobi. Shola's had a shoulder problem. He's only pass fit today. Campbell. Ashley Cole made his Premiership debut here the last time Arsenal lost here, which was over 4 years ago. Perez. Vieira keeping the ball, keeping his balance.
Well, I know it's only 6.5 minutes into the game, but one or two ominous signs about the possession that Arsenal have had, movement of the ball and the players.
Amiobi has got plenty of physical presence and is throwing his weight about. Dyer trying to get close to him. over both Dyer and Bellamy. '26 today, Kieran Dyer. Celebrated a little early with what for him is a very rare goal at Blackburn. I think he's averaging a goal every 25 appearances for Newcastle over the last couple of years, which really isn't good enough for a player of his all-round talents.
You just wonder, that old one about waiting so long for a goal. Suddenly you get a couple. That's what happens all the time. Keep your eye on him tonight.
Well,
He'll be hoping it happens.
Yeah. He's on the touchline tonight. He has got a ban to serve next Monday for some words out of turn at the referee. And they lost here to Fulham. Arsene Wenger, of course, has also had a FA charge proven against him in recent weeks. But it's an emotional business down on the touchline, and management, and one wouldn't want it to be too sanitised.
Oh, absolutely not. It's part and parcel of it. I like to see a manager getting upset and heated and concerned about his team.
But there are limits.
Just about.
Oh, we have to say that. Here's Ljungberg. Freddie Ljungberg, who has had a bit of a medical scare with those migraine attacks. Amiobi, it's a mistake by Campbell. It's shoulder Amiobi.
What a save. Oh, I thought he saved that. He saved that. That's a corner. It's a great save. It's a great save. Well, Sol Campbell makes a real hash of a pretty much a bread and butter clearance. He lost the flight of the ball. That's a fabulous strike at goal, but I'm sure he saves this. Yeah, he does. Right hand to it. I tell you, that might just have been curling in if he hadn't.
Vieira. Flamini. Newcastle trying to assert themselves here on their own patch, something they've found difficult to do in recent games. 5 matches home and away without a win. 1 victory in the last 9 in the league. Very different to the immediate impact that Graham Souness had when he came here. Bowyer, versatile Aaron Hughes. Had some adventures for Shea Given early on. One fortuitous save, one unappreciated save for Manuel Almunia. But he's betting into the job.
Yeah, he is.
This was just dumped down by Stephen Taylor, who's still only 18, the right back for Newcastle. The left back for Arsenal, Ashley Cole, of much more senior status. There's a problem with Bellamy, and it's a free kick against Cole.
That's going to be a good battle if it continues. Bellamy plays here most of the match. They're both quick. I think this is a foul. There's no argument about it. Don't know what Ashley Cole's thinking about. He does contest things, even when they're so blatantly obvious it's a free kick.
Robert to try and bend it in. The space is there for him to try and find it for the Newcastle cavalry to charge into. The ball doesn't get deep enough, and the man responsible for that was Thierry Henry. Back in. And a couple of really promising moments from Shola Amiobi, who's served his time, he would feel, as a substitute here. And with Alan Shearer out, Clivert out, he is the main man through the middle against the Gunners tonight.
Well, it has been hard for him, hasn't it, to nail down a place permanently. They do think an awful lot of Shola Amiobi at this club.
Trying to congest the midfield with Genius and Dyer and Bowyer, something that Arsenal have had to get used to in most of their recent games, if not all of them. They've got a free kick here.
Yeah, it's the kind of job almost that they did on Chelsea for an hour. Newcastle United down at Stamford Bridge, where they really did hustle them in midfield. Such an important part of both Arsenal and Chelsea's team, and they do it well. But Amiobi has come closest. And you watch this, I think this might just be going down. He sets it out. Is it coming back? I don't know. He got it early, the goalkeeper, but he got a big touch on it.
Used it enough to just take Henry out. Stephen Taylor, who was born in London, but only spent the first 3 months or so of his life down south. Certainly talks like a Geordie, and he's a fine young prospect. He played for the England under-21s. Toure. Good early zip to the game. Arsenal started very brightly. Newcastle starting to get down to business. And Percy down on the ground. Campbell. Perez and Cole. It's always a suspicion that Perez goes down a little too easily, but Bowyer came in a little rashly.
I think it was a free kick, and I think there's an argument there. But you can see the way they're just dropping off. They're getting that bank of 5 in that midfield area. When players attach themselves, they're just tracking them. Dyer trying to stay with Vieira, Bowyer around Flamini.
But Perez gets away from Taylor. And certainly the ball took the goalkeeper out. Bernard, for whom concentration can't be easy at the moment. But out there and playing. He was in the right spot to stop Freddie Ljungberg getting there first.
Competition never did anyone any harm in this game.
And Percy with the corner. Oh, the header off the line. There's Campbell's header. It showed Amiobi not once but twice clearing. And then it's thumped back. They want a handball.
Yeah, they're looking for that. But this is an area, I said, where I think they might struggle. It's a really powerful header from Campbell. But this is the one here as it comes back out and is struck back in. They're looking for handball there. Bernard is certainly the player. Linesman's looking straight at it. You can see it.
It was Flamini's shot. But it's back with another Van Persie corner. Here's Robert Pires. It's past Bowyer. Over Bernard. Bowyer gets back. Just prevents the corner. Campbell. Toure again. Newcastle retreat. So just 5 in midfield. It's Amiobi as well. It's 6. Everyone behind the ball. You can have it. They're saying to Arsenal in these areas, but you've got to break us down. And if you give it away, well, then they've got pacey players to get forward.
Can't do that though. Newcastle can't do that when they win it. It's such a long time in getting it back here. They've got to keep possession of the ball.
Ljungberg. Henry seemed to be up a bit too early.
What a chance. He's almost jumped and he didn't need to. I think that was a key here. I mean, it makes a lovely run to the back post, but he almost jumps over the ball. Still nearly scored. But this is the one earlier. Great clearance off the line from Amiobi, and as the ball breaks out from here, it's this one here now. Bernard, does he go up deliberately? Ooh, I tell you, it might have done. It might have done.
A good shout, I think. But Olivier Bernard got away with it. And there's no flag here. Amiobi striding on.
Just behind Kieran Dyer. But the linesman, 2 of them. No offside in this game, I think.
And giving the attackers the advantage. Well, it's so controversial, the current interpretation of the offside law. Plenty of pundits saying, well, let's abolish it altogether. Maybe they've done it without telling us. Bernard. Robert. Bellamy asking the question. Dyer.
Half a chance again. I'll tell you what, we're at 0-0, 17 minutes in. I'm not so sure how we're at 0-0.
It's all the fun of the fair, isn't it?
I mean, this is a great climb from Amiobi here. He really goes up and the two big players and wins a great header. They just don't get the run of the ball, Newcastle.
So given unsure after what happened earlier. Some good work by Hughes, helped him out.
An attempt from the away side. Pretty impressive, that. This early.
Bernard, Warren in quick. Ljungberg. Pires. Trying to pick his own way through, but that's about as far as you can get without running into serious traffic. The defensive header from Stephen Taylor is getting a real run in the side, and it's all very well coming in for a game or two and getting all the sympathy that promising youngsters get, but when you're in there game in, game out, you've got to stand up and be counted, even if you are still only 18.
You talk about age, and we've heard Jose Mourinho bemoan the fact that he's running out of players, but his bench still looks pretty powerful. You look at tonight's benches, unbelievable. Newcastle, two 18-year-olds, a 20 and a 21-year-old. Arsenal, 17-year-old, two 19-year-olds, and a 21-year-old.
Well, maybe that's one big plus from the transfer window, that it does give the youngsters an opportunity. You can't just go and sign ready-made replacements.
Well, they'll think that. Won't the youngsters be absolutely delighted to be involved, even like that?
On the Newcastle bench, Peter Ramage has never played in the first team. Martin Britton, who's 20 today, had a couple of substitute outings last season. We're not talking about replacements here, because those who have started brightly. Pires. Now Ulrich. Flamini. And Percy. Trying to link up with the Dutchman. Can be a little bit abrasive, as he showed at Old Trafford recently. Robin van Persie. Robert. Almost in behind Toure, where Amiobi had made another positive dart. Vieira. Good tempo to the opening 20 minutes here on Tyneside. Flamini. Cole. A bit of a slip by Taylor. And Pires couldn't locate the pass.
Thought it was a little unlucky there, actually. Cole did set up the ball. It was there to be contested. Just bounces up. I think it means, she's second one here to go up.
A few frowns and scowls in that particular duel, and more than the odd comment.
Well, there'll be plenty of that with those two.
At each other now, as Given takes the free kick. Campbell's header. Ljungberg having to come into the centre to move Arsenal out.
It's not pretty even there on the attacking thirds of the pitch.
Bramble. Drops Amiobi's way. Oh, he couldn't quite take it with him. And Bellamy's attempted cross flies off Cole for a Newcastle corner. And they turn up the volume here at St James's Park. First corner for the home side. It's meant a stride across on the other flank for the gifted Laurent Robert. Defending by the near post, pushed out very far Arsenal. Robert, Hughes to disguise the pass. Bernard.
There's a little bit of panicking now for Olivier Bernard. He knew he was getting closed down. He was last man. He lost it there. He would have been in trouble.
Henri put across in the front of Hughes. Stop the ball being delivered across the face of the goal. A little bit cynical by Lauren, who was fearing a Newcastle breakout. Steve Bennett, I think, recognised that. Just ticking off in the way that officiating has been for the last few months.
That's good to see, isn't it? The game's not worse for it, is it?
I don't think of too much harm being done by man management, as opposed to mandatory cards. Taylor's throw. Not lucky, Lee Bowyer. Now peeled away. Bernard. Robert. Not for long. Lauren's a pretty hard customer for Laurent Robert to deal with. On the opposite flank, there's a good duel there as well, isn't there? Potentially.
I think they're all over the pitch, the way that Newcastle have set out.
Yeah, he loves to come and collect the ball in those areas, but he's not been given time to turn. Play it the way he was facing. Bowyer has been diving into one or two challenges, and this might just be a final warning.
Well, he's having a word with him because he comes in and goes and chases the ball there, and I mean, I don't think he's done anything. I mean, obviously I saw it differently from the referee. That wouldn't be the first time I've seen things differently.
Or the last. Yeah. Pires. Vieira. Newcastle grouped up numerically well again, but it's not all about numbers. Pires. Cole. I want to just toss it in indiscriminately at Ashley Cole. Flamini gets Arsenal a corner. An area where Newcastle have looked a bit vulnerable. It's not always the way that you look at Arsenal coming up and heading in set pieces, but
no. But I think today there's a genuine opportunity to do so. We've already seen Campbell go very close.
Scored on this ground before. Just helps it on its way. And Percy can collect. He's got Lauren if he wants him. Ambitiously. Held away by Bernard. And Lauren just kept it in. And Percy settles for the throw. Expect style and sophistication in Arsenal's attacking play. You can expect counter-attacking from Newcastle United with this formation. Vieira.
Well, that's what they want them to do. They'll be looking to make Arsenal play that kind of ball, frustrate them a little.
He's just ruffled the famous feathers of Sol Campbell.
Yeah, he has.
Ljungberg took that very neatly. Backing off, he knows about Ljungberg's pace. Ljungberg unchallenged, able to pick out Henry with the pass. Dogged defending by Hughes. Flamini. Martinez, who really has done very little more than hold, anchoring the midfield, letting others. He's got two willing runners either side in Bowyer and Dyer. And up with Amiobi. Vieira, Campbell. This is the puzzle that Arsenal have got to solve. They're going to match the away wins yesterday of Chelsea and Manchester United.
Well, sorry, Martin, what Newcastle have got to do is got to do a bit better than that when the ball drops to them. I think the game's a little too long when they have possession of it. Yes, Amiobi scrapped the Campbell, did not a bad job, but you know, when you're geared up with this type of formation, you need to use the ball, you need to pass it through midfield. The 5 needs to work the 4 of Arsenal and keep possession. Hasn't really done that well enough.
A bit lucky there, Ashley Cole. If you lose it to Bellamy, he'll take some catching. Flamini. Toure wanting to go forward. Might just please Graham Souness to see that sort of thing from a centre-back. Flamini actually has seen it himself and shown some responsibility for one so young to fill in. Toure can try again. All his Arsenal goals have been away from Highbury.
That's the ball. They've plenty of it there, kept it in this middle third. And eventually Toure got a bit frustrated, tossed it in there. Newcastle say thank you very much, but this is going to keep happening. Newcastle are going to be subject to an awful lot of pressure and an awful lot of chasing the ball if they don't use it better themselves when they have possession.
Little conflict between the two centre-backs.
I mean, that's what I mean. That's only the last 10 minutes as well, so that's got to change. For Newcastle, of course. Arsenal will be delighted with that.
Arsene Wenger, who's a great advocate of playing 4-4-2 and has looked back at 2004 in many ways, many pleasant ways, but that's one trend that he doesn't like, and he feels that it's not good value for spectators either. But not everyone is as gifted as the playing staff that he's got at his disposal.
I think the secret is when you play against teams like that is you get a goal early, make them change.
Yeah. But it's not easy, and that's why teams set up with the 5 in midfield. Henry. Dyer. It wasn't a huge advantage, but Kieran Dyer did keep the ball. But then Barbera's lost it. I think in the end the free kick would have been more beneficial to the home side. They've at least got them out of their own half, which they're finding hard to do. As Arsenal call the tune here. Van Persie, Henry. Hughes tucks it back. It's never easy for a goalkeeper when the ball bounces up. There was a bit of push and shove as Van Persie tried to chase in. Amiobi is very confident here. Comes back his way and a bit overconfident, really.
Only had one thing on his mind. Certainly didn't have a picture of much that was around him. And that's been the only danger when Arsenal have made a mistake. You know, Vieira made that error. Campbell missed the header that gave Amiobi the little chance earlier.
Tackled by Perez on Taylor. Arsenal got 3 in the middle. Perez finding space for the cross. And, they love that, the Newcastle fans, from a teenager to rattle Robert Perez.
It's the biggest cheer of the night, isn't it?
was a real don't mess with me, whatever your reputation. And Perez down this time, and it is a free kick.
He went in his pocket, the referee, whether that's for his boot. Looks like it is.
Stephen Taylor, yellow card. So Gibbons asked for a two-man wall. Percy's there if a left footer is required, but it's usually the right footer from this situation. Very difficult balls to defend. Any sort of touch, even by a defender, can lead to embarrassment.
Well, they get that deep, it's impossible to defend. I have to say, there were points right in front of Shea Gibbons before the ball was even delivered.
Another Arsenal corner. And bouncing onto the line.
Campbell again. And Vieira that time, was it? Well, if he gets his head on this and it's not deflected, this is a great chance again. He's, what, 5 yards out? Doesn't really get picked up. Oh, it's not him, in fact.
Freddie Ljungberg. Yeah. Thought for a moment it came off Patrick Vieira's shoulder, but it was actually Ljungberg in front. Player described by Arsene Wenger as invaluable because he brings something different. There's no one else really in the squad who can quite do what Freddie does, particularly in away games. 5 of his 6 goals this season have come outside of Highbury. Reluctant to just knock the ball out. Flamini likewise running into trouble. Here's Robert. Bowyer. Perez again doing the defending. And Vieira tries to steer him wide. He's finding it too far away. New Year comes early for the Premiership. Sky Sports 2, noon, Liverpool against Chelsea. What a way to start 2005, followed by Middlesbrough against Manchester United. And that's on Sky Sports 1. Great year for Middlesbrough, 2004. And for Manchester United, winners of the FA Cup. We should not forget that, although our fans expect a bit more. Henry. Policy working again for Graham Souness. It is about maintaining the vigilance, maintaining the work rate in midfield. And as Andy's been calling for, really, from the home team to get a bit more with the ball. Bellamy. Bernard. Ram approach. Bennett's not blowing despite Bellamy's appeals and 50,000 voices supporting him.
You just get the feeling that this crowd are going to explode when they get something to really shout about. They're just waiting, desperate for something to happen. I felt sorry for the ball here. Not that one, but this one coming up here. Really did fly into it. Looking for handball, but you can't give handball there.
Oh, needing some attention from Gary Lewin. So it wasn't just the ball that felt the force of the impact. It's the Arsenal right back as well. Arsene Wenger taking the opportunity to maybe point out a weakness or two he's possibly spotted. Robert Pires, his contribution has been enormous. Again, Pires, 10 Premiership goals already this season. So Obi is going strong, and he's the subject for the player cam. And the minutes remaining to half-time, if you're a Sky Digital viewer. Bramble, twice. Here's Cole. Lauren back on. Campbell. Ljungberg. Feed it back to Van Persie. He's a long way out. But he worked the goalkeeper, and Shay Given had to turn it aside.
Just used the players in front of him here. I mean, this is, again, a ball that shouldn't be troubling him. Centre-back should be gobbling that up. They really don't. But he just sets that out wide of the goal and expects Shay Given to save that.
Henry. The reach for Flamini. And Persie stuck out a foot. Ljungberg wasn't far away either.
I don't know whether Van Persie's foot took it away from Ljungberg or...
Well, Ashley Cole, I think, is public enemy #1 for the Newcastle supporters.
Well, I think because of what's happened to young Stephen Taylor, who they feel has been booked for no reason whatsoever. That's the second time that he's just pushed Bellamy out the way, and Bellamy's getting in behind him, which is a... It's a more serious one. But he's got away with it again. I think the next free kick we might find that the name of A. Cole will disappear into the ref's notebook. Oh, hands up. Hands up.
Cole's got away with it. I must say, there weren't too many appeals from the players. Immediately the ball was put into the territory of Cole and Bellamy. Ljungberg, a sense of injustice around St James's. Freddie Ljungberg goes down. Arsenal get a free kick, and we get a chance to have a look.
Well, it's definitely not ball to hand, is it? He's just so intent, Ashley Cole. I mean, I think that's a penalty. I think it's a penalty because he's not looking at the ball, Martin. He's no intent. Then he turns round and the hands up. That's a penalty.
That's one each, then, eh?
Yeah, that's a penalty.
Both left backs.
That's a more clear-cut one. I have to say, the first one, I'm not surprised the ref didn't see that one, but the official, the fourth official, the linesman could have helped him, but that's a penalty. If you're not looking at the ball and you're only intent in the man, and then you turn around, stick your hand in the air, I think it's a penalty.
Here's Hughes. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Vieira. Amiobi. Lovely footwork from Shola Amiobi. And here's Robert, and he's onside, and Bellamy's in the middle. Well, Mounier doesn't grasp it straight away.
I told you we're not playing offside.
But Henry looks down at the pitch, a little perturbed. Arsenal are a bit ruffled at the moment. Amiobi. Taylor. But strangely, and it might just suit Arsenal a bit more if Newcastle do attack in more numbers. There'll be some space to play into.
I think you're right. I think that's the case where every time a Chelsea or an Arsenal or Manchester United at the moment goes into games like this, it's much, much harder to break down a team that's set in defence.
Free kick.
No, he's having him again. Now, this is interesting. I said he'll get one more. He might actually not. He might get another one. It doesn't look like the hand's going in the pocket.
Well, a caution for Cole. And concern for Arsenal.
Yes, I mean, if I know one more you're going to get booked, surely Ashley Cole knows that.
Concern from the Robert free kick. Bernard. Arsenal have pushed out. But, Newcastle had good numbers there. Genius's header and Toure. Boya. Amiobi. Thrash at it. Good spell this for Newcastle. They've had to play at times within themselves, trying to bridge the gap between 14th, as they are, and the second place. And they've got the materials to do that. Here's Kieran Dyer. Good advantage by Steve Bennett. It ran on for Amiobi. Robert couldn't get it onto his left foot coming from the right. It's another corner, which he will take.
And it's simply because of one thing. They've passed it, they've used it, they've shortened the game. It's not just been banged up to that boy. They've passed it, they've grown a little bit of confidence in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and it's been the best spell.
All back for Arsenal. Perhaps not the best in the world at defending set plays. Let's get to it. After Bramble had put it back across the face of the goal. Bramble again. Look at the possession, Andy.
Well, that's better. Well, it was a pretty good 10 minutes. I said that's the best 10 minutes of the match. Newcastle's, there's absolutely no doubt about that. I said it had to change for their sake, and that's coincided with their best spell.
We've got the combined wisdom of Niall Quinn and Steve McLaren at half-time. A couple of contentious moments to look at, penalty appeals at both ends. Cole, Pires.
We're into what I call concentration time. If you're defending because you're so close to half-time, the players know that. You just get a little sloppy. If players switch off, and teams with the quality of Arsenal can really punish you.
We saw what Aston Villa tried to do to Manchester United yesterday, but the first half at Villa Park was much more open.
Yes, it was.
And Arsenal haven't found that space that Ryan Giggs and company exploited in such an eye-catching way in the West Midlands. Just one added minute before half-time, and the time of assessment. For much of the half, the shape has been this: Arsenal on the ball, probing away, but not penetrating. Toure. Few corners, looked perhaps most dangerous from a dead ball situation. Not something you say about Arsenal very often.
No.
Genius. The ball's coming in behind him, which hasn't happened very often. Charged down by Bramble. Oh, and a goal out of nothing from Patrick Vieira. Well, you can have as many men you like behind the ball, but when that happens, surprise factor, Shay Given completely bewildered. Almost the final kick of the first half, and what a kick for Arsenal, and what a kick in the teeth for Newcastle.
Well, what a strike, Patrick. What a strike. I told you about concentration time we were in, and that's exactly what I mean. You think there's nothing happening here. He gets a little bit of good fortune that the ball drops for him, but he's got absolutely no right to hit this. Decides to take on. I don't know whether it gets a little nick off whoever puts him under pressure. Not quite sure who gets there, but might just get a little nick there that really upped and looped it over. What a way to finish the half. Completely unexpected.
A real bonus for Patrick Vieira, who scored at Spurs, scored at Liverpool when Arsenal lost, but has scored here to give Arsenal a surprise half-time lead in the manner that it happened. Perhaps not for their share of the ball, but it looked as though Newcastle had diffused some of that danger.
Wrong referee. I made a great save then. You make me think, right, the next time when I think it's a goal kick, I might just get him a corner.
So Newcastle with a job on their hands again in the second half. It's been a strange season for them. They've scored as many Premiership goals as Manchester United, but now they have conceded 25 more over the first half of the season.
And there lies the problem. Quite graphically.
They haven't conceded too many like the one that's gone past Shea Given today. All credit to Patrick Vieira for buying a ticket in the raffle. Whether it's the winning ticket, only the second half will tell us. Oh, just for a change, we're pointing the player cam at Thierry Henry. Absolute bonus for Arsenal to score so late in the first half that was growing increasingly difficult for them. And you wouldn't be surprised if Graham Souness and the backroom staff have been telling the players to get the ball out towards Bellamy as often as possible and try and increase the discomfort that Ashley Cole is feeling. Fine player though Cole is. He's already been booked. He's just back from suspension. Yeah. But what they must do, Newcastle, is cut out any errors at the back themselves and keep it within reach.
They got unlucky, I have to say, that when Patrick Vieira tried to flick it through, and I think it came back off Titus Bramble, and it just dropped perfectly for him to hit. Now that was a little bit of good fortune that he took, but take nothing away from the strike.
There's talk of new faces at Newcastle in the transfer window, and a link with the Rangers. Boomsong, the defender that Rangers seem reluctant to sell, certainly not at the bid that Newcastle have put in, but like the cliche, you wonder whether there might be some sort of player swap to be talked about. Just speculation. It does seem that Babayaro is bound for St James's Park. It does then give Graham Souness a chance to start to shape a side more in the image that he wants. In the thick of things, Flamini likewise. Here's Vieira. Now Cole. Henry. Change of pace. His cross, just too high for Ljungberg.
It's phenomenal. The way when he stops players like he did there. I think it was a Stephen Taylor. He just stops, and watch this. You think you're told keep the ball moving at all times. Watch, stops, and then he's away. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. It's just fantastic ability, that.
You don't see that very often, do players going. I mean, the old black and white footage of the great Stanley Matthews. He used to hold the ball up and then suddenly dart away.
It was trickery more than pace, wasn't it? But he just does it so many times, just gets the defender to stop, just supremely confident that no one can match him when he decides he's going to shift the ball and move with it.
There's another player I've seen in the Premiership recently doing it, and that's Jerome Thomas at Charlton, who of course was at Arsenal and trained a lot with Henry from the left-hand side. Doing well as Charlton are doing well. Charlton actually play Arsenal on New Year's Day at the Valley. Here's Ljungberg. Time to select his option there. Quietish first half by his standards. Well, here comes Shea Given. Looking for the height of Amiobi.
There was nothing scientific about that, was there? He just shifted out there. He bought a bit of time so they could load them up at the edge of the 18-yard box. It was just going to be hoisted in towards Amiobi, looking for a little touchdown, a little break.
Bowyer. Genius. Now Bernard. Genius again. Chase across. Perez thought that was going to be his ball, but Bowyer had other ideas. Genius, Newcastle captain, remember, in the absence of Alan Shearer. Bowyer, here's Bellamy. He's worked a corner. The quality in Laurent Robert's delivery always represents an opportunity for Newcastle United. 5 minutes gone in the second half. It's a poor one, though. And Dyer can't put it really menacingly back into the Arsenal penalty area. Bowyer covered a lot of ground again to get across. Very much his stock in trade. Souness had been talking about the absence of a holding midfield player. He would have liked to have inherited Gary's speed here. He was allowed to leave in the summer to go to Bolton. Nicky Butt, of course, brought in, leaving speed a bit surplus to requirements.
Well, that's been the blow, hasn't it? Losing Nicky Butt for the length of time that they have as well.
Lauren. Almost doing the splits. Newcastle must have spent most of half-time just coming to terms with the fact that they were a goal down.
Shell-shocked, yeah. Absolutely shell-shocked would have been. Well, that's when, you know, managers earn their corn when the team comes in like that 30 seconds after conceding like they've done. Get the belief back. Reinforce what he wants them to do. I'm not surprised they haven't changed.
Using his strength, Henry again responsible for giving the ball away. Dyer, Robert got beyond Lauren somehow, trying to get beyond Patrick Vieira.
He's going to give a free kick against Lauren's tackle, I think, rather than the throw-in. Nothing wrong with Vieira's tackle. It was pretty much what you get from the Arsenal captain. Solid. The majority of them extremely fair. Lawrence was less so.
Robert to take the free kick.
He just needs a bit of quality. It's not quite been there from his set plays so far today. It's another poor one.
But, good reclaiming by Bramble. Deeper from Robert, trying to overcompensate really, but Bellamy has done well. Oh, it's skied by Bowyer, who's often a very calm finisher.
Yeah. Just wondered if he had time to take a touch on it. Whether it just sits up as well as he decides to take it first time, but Bellamy makes something out of nothing there. He might not have had time for 2 touches, but just got underneath it. Scooped it a little.
Cole in trouble again. Bellamy. Yeah, we're just trying to pull away to make the angle for the pass.
I'd like to see them going on. I have to say they were backing away and backing away.
Robert. Oh, he missed his flick, and here's Perez away for Arsenal. More touch by Henry.
Keeps looking at the ground. I mean, it's terrible that the pitch should bubble up. Spoiled these modern-day footballers, aren't they?
He also looks at the ground at Highbury, and he's absolutely not entitled to do that. It's a billiard table. Henry. Oh, Flamini not closed down, doesn't go for the shot, goes for the head of Van Persie, and referee and assistant in agreement. There's a push by the Arsenal man.
Not quite had the impact he would have liked, Van Persie. I think he's been on the periphery of this game. Hasn't really had the involvement I'm sure he would like. It's a chance for him, a rare one, rare start.
Jose Antonio Reyes should be ready for the FA Cup tie against Stoke. The second weekend of January. Ori. Pires. And Genus trying to get to Arsenal, who work the ball around the Newcastle midfield with a fair amount of quality. Van Persie. Into the feet of Ljungberg. He was muddled over, it seemed, by Bramble. The referee said no. And here's Dyer. Bellamy and everything Ashley Cole does at the moment under particular scrutiny.
Yeah, the ball favoured the full-back though.
Of course, Arsenal have scored the first goal, which is usually a precursor to not being beaten, but
yeah.
It's not a draw they're looking for here. Good work by Amiobi again. He's made it awkward for Campbell and Vieira this time. And some clever manipulation of the ball.
Yeah, you just wonder if Amiobi will be one of these players who will be better suited to playing up top on his own. He's just so much off the cuff. But you wonder how a partner would fare with him, trying to read what he's doing.
Bowyer was doing the chasing. Bowyer, of course, was sent off recently at Liverpool, a club that he nearly joined. Served his suspension for that. Was missing at Blackburn. There have been signs, both towards the end of last season and sometimes during this season, that he's getting back towards what he was at Leeds United. He was one of the top Premiership midfield players around. Van Persie.
Yeah, I think there are signs. I definitely agree with that in the Bowyer's case.
Genus. Bellamy. Flamini. Pressed by Dyer to play it back. 7th consecutive start for Almunia. Jens Lehmann has to sit and smoulder on the sidelines. Robert. Dyer. Arsenal's turn to do the closing down. Bernard. Bowyer took it well. Good vision for the pass. Taylor going on. A little bit of a rush of blood at the end of it.
Yeah, he got a little bit of good fortune. Perez, who gets sucked in here. He gets back out to him, Robert Perez, and he gets a little lucky here. But then when he's got an opportunity, a little bit of finesse needed, a little bit of quality. Just thrashed at it a little. Could see that.
They wouldn't want to be without Alan Shearer, of course, but it is giving the opportunity for players and the management to see what next season's going to be like. And as yet, no suggestion that Alan is going to change his mind. Pires. The confusion between Van Persie and Vieira. And Newcastle fans feeling that Arsenal are getting away with one or two more cynical moments. Robert. Daisy cutter, that was your expression, wasn't it? From
that wasn't much cutting daisies, just chopping them down, really. Because he loses his standing foot here, Lee Bowyer, I think. He's upset with the turf. Just as he hits it, you see it goes away from him. Therefore, he really just hits the ball into the ground. All the pace off it by the time it's reached the goalkeeper.
Toure, doing a bit of backpedaling. Flamini. Need to keep the cut and thrust going in midfield.
They just need to keep the tempo going as well. I think they need to keep the pace of the game up.
The manager well aware of that. Bernard. Straight forward by Toure, not with much control. Only having to come very deep. Cole pushing away on the left-hand side, and Campbell finds him. Perez. 16 Premiership goals this season, but only 3 of them away from home. And of course, he does make plenty as well. He's never really looking for the shot, although he's certainly got into a striking position before he released the attempted pass.
It was lovely play from Bambo, deep in his own half there. Confident enough in his own penalty area, found a great ball out to Bellamy. He started this attack off.
Robert. Dyer. Well, we can't reach it. It comes to Robert, and if he'd set it up on his left foot, even from that angle, it might have been awkward for Almunia. Vieira. Henry. Handball by Perez, and after the first half penalty claims, Steve Bennett has seen the use of an arm that he says is worthy of stopping the game.
He didn't see it either. Yeah, he was given one he didn't see. The linesman on the far side was flagging immediately. Blindside there, referee, of course.
Here's Bellamy. Blocked by Cole. Newcastle corner, an hour gone. Pretty even game, but Arsenal have the lead. A shot out of nowhere from Patrick Vieira. And Robert is overdue. A decent delivery from a corner or a free kick. It's well defended by Patrick Vieira. Touched by Perez. And Percy trying to take defenders away. And he gets the ball from Henry. If he had a look, there was certainly no one there. They expect a very high standards, his teammates.
I think they just turned away, left them to it. But it's like last night. It's like Manchester United at 1-0. You think confident enough. You don't think there's a way back. They haven't been bombarded, Arsenal, at the moment, but there's just enough pressure on them at the back. And Newcastle are just forcing the game forward a little, bit by bit, that they know it's only one mistake, something that Vieira did, something out the blue. And 1-0 suddenly is gone.
Whereas Aston Villa played nicely at times, didn't really feel they carried the artillery. Maybe Newcastle have got it. And they've scored plenty of goals this season.
Yeah, that's
right, there are a few strikers I like, but Aniobi is doing the job. And here is Van Persie, who's frustrated maybe what happened a moment or two ago.
I think it's just a missed time tackle. Sometimes the referees get more excited than anybody. When it's a booking, then I think he'll get gone. I know he'll get booked. I think the ball's just there, and he sees it for a minute. And we see these kind of tackles time and time again. I think players genuinely think most of the time they've got a chance of winning it. And the time they get there, though, it's gone.
And there are managers saying, I want you to be chasing across and closing down.
You know, like that. It just gets away a bit. You see it gets out in front of him. That's a booking, there's no doubt about that. Again, it gives Shea Given a chance to load it up there and maybe get a knockdown.
Bernard. coming together between Van Persie and Bowyer. Henry's pass. Here's Cole. Van Persie. Not quite happening for him at the moment. He's got time on his side.
And Shea Given looks at the tough now. That one did set up for him just as he was about to play it.
Almost 20 minutes gone in the second half.
Just got a kick in the wrist there. The ball bounced up.
To add to his sore ankle from a Fulham challenge on Sunday. Manoeuvred there, Henry, by Hughes. Changed it, Graham Souness, has he?
No, I think it's difficult to change it. I mean, just over there we're gone now. His team have done all right. Okay, there's not been a lot at Almunia's goal. I think managers and coaches always reluctant that the change, instead of working for you, works against you.
That's Arsenal off the leash as the risk. Of course, Gina's still defending back, and the one option would be to push Dyer up alongside Amiobi and let Gina's play as a more conventional midfield player. Hardly crossed the halfway line.
Well, the other option would be stick this guy in the ball now, right up top as well, alongside Amiobi.
There is Dyer.
Just ran out of space. Henry's really having a right whack at the referee here.
Something he's done before, of course, in a Arsenal-Newcastle game. He talked himself into a 3-game ban after a match at Highbury 3 years ago now. And Arsenal did score first, but lost 3-1. Flamini. Vieira. He's giving the lead here. It was Pires that December evening at Highbury 3 years ago. Bellamy. He has gone on through the middle now, but Arsenal had the ball. Van Persie. A bit of ball protection. Toure. So important this for Arsenal, because Chelsea are giving them absolutely nothing in terms of encouragement for catching.
Well, that's fair.
And Manchester United are coming up from behind at pace. And don't rule out Everton, despite their slip up at the Valley. A blip, Davy Moyes said, and he's entitled to say that. His team have done him proud in the post-Wayne Rooney era at Goodison Park.
I think there's no doubt as well the pitch hasn't, it's not helped Arsenal, but they're not as comfortable because of the way they play the football on a pitch that the ball sits up and bubbles about around on. Stops their fluency at times.
Because they do love the one-touch stuff, don't they? Especially in attack.
Huge amount, yeah.
If you're going to be extra sure of the run of the ball, but there's a great ball here by Bernard. Doing the running is his pal Laurent Robert. Here's Bellamy. Now Genius has got forward. Oh, it's a real moment, it seemed, for Newcastle, coming down the left-hand side.
Great run from Robert. Absolutely top draw the way he lost Lauren. You look at Bowyer, he wants it, he points. I just think, you know, you get there, you've played 68 minutes of football to get in a situation like this where your player good on the ball should be good enough to roll that in front of Lee Bowyer. Now that's not good enough. Really, at this level, it ain't good enough from Laurent Robert. If you're inside, you know, for all the things that you give aside, that's it. It's picking your man out there and rolling it into him.
Already saw given off his line. Well, everyone is making comparisons with Arjen Robben and Damien Duff now, aren't they, for the raiding wide players.
You know, but if you want to be in the side, you know, he gets criticised from his manager, and a lot of fans will say he doesn't do enough going the other way. And what I said in the first half, okay, if you're going to absorb that, he has to produce. And that's the one big moment that they've had in this match, Newcastle, where there was an opportunity to roll the ball into Bowyer.
Van Persie had an opportunity to roll it into Freddie Ljungberg then. Here's Bowyer. It's at the heartbeat, really, of Newcastle's efforts, but trying to shift it over the top for Bellamy to chase. Only located Cole. Pires. Still more than 20 minutes to go. Will one be enough for Arsenal? Haven't looked too likely to add to it in the second half so far.
They got 2v2 at the back there, and Shea Givens saw it. But Bellamy didn't really act quick enough. Ashley Cole had bombed on in that attack. Perez was just dreaming in front of him. He had a 2v2. To be fair to Shea Given, he did see it, try and do something about it.
Vieira out tackled by teenager Taylor. He's shown a good stomach for the battle, the young right back. No wonder Graham Souness likes him. Bernard. Robert. You're absolutely right, Andy. Those moments that Robert had don't come along every 2 or 3 minutes.
Not against Arsenal, they don't. No.
And not the way they're playing either. Newcastle were playing, rationing their attacking movement so that they can curb Arsenal for the most part in other key areas. Niobe continues to work hard at the sharp end, or trying to make it a sharp end. Robert. Kieran Dyer. Now Genus. And Bramble. Referee's come across, and he's going to add some insult to the injury to Lauren, I think. We didn't really get the best angle on how much ball was missed or brushed over.
This is the kind of pass, though, it tempts both players to go for it. They almost arrive immediately together. There's a clash. It's a mistimed tackle from Lauren. He has a little look there to see the referee trot over. Decides he'll stay down. I'm saying he's not hurt. But he'll get a booking for his trouble, and Newcastle will get a free kick in a decent area, and I think that's just about right.
Bernard is on his feet, although he's had to go off the pitch, having had some attention.
Yeah, they both were, weren't they? So the free kick will be taken with them both off.
With a caution to his name.
And he might stay off.
It's not been a happy evening for either Arsenal fullback.
No, but Cole's been in trouble second half. I mean, I thought that maybe Bellamy would get at him, try and get a bit of the ball, get at Ashley Cole, noise him up, wind him up a little. That's all part and parcel of it. Test his temperament. It hasn't really happened. But he's due one, Robert. I mean, that delivery.
Well, Newcastle is set up there. And now spread. Arsenal headed out through Kolo Touré. Bernard is back on. Arsenal still a man light. Genus. Forward by Robert beautifully. Jermaine Genus knocked away by Campbell, and the back where it had come from though. Robert again.
Great ball. At last,
he did well to reach it.
At last he picked the ball out, Robert.
Well, Arsenal absolutely incensed. They feel that Bowyer's kidded the referee here.
Well, I think there was contact. Certainly looked it to me. Well, I might be wrong. He might have kidded him. No, he has. He's won a free kick, if that's what you want to say. One way or the other.
Lauren is back on. Bit of doubtful practice from Lee Bowyer, but now Freddie Ljungberg delayed the taking of the free kick, so it can't go into the penalty area, it goes to the edge, and sometimes that's a disadvantage for the team taking the free kick. Arsenal need to stay calm here.
Well, what this might decide now is power rather than finesse. He moved it closer, which may be Robert. He's going to try and get back on the line.
Well, he's certainly thinking about it.
Yeah, no, Newcastle should be aware, but they've got to get back a bit further on that.
Laurent Robert's got a good goal-scoring record against the Gunners, 4 in 7 games, but it favours the right-footer, who is the stand-in skipper, Jermaine Genius. Here goes Robert. Might have actually hit Ljungberg, who got himself into trouble a few moments earlier. This is Bellamy. Almost ran Newcastle's way. Genius. Perez across. Henry. 3 try and curb him. Bramble did. He's got feisty. Cautions are tallying up for Arsenal. Gael Clichy is coming on, and it's Robin van Persie who's being replaced. So
this is a bit at the minute, doesn't he, Arsene Wenger, when he's a bit short of players? He brings Clichy on to play along that left side with Ashley Cole.
Whether it'll free up Perez or whether he'll go 5 in midfield.
Might go light for light, but it looks like Perez is just going to jog forward. You see him just jogging past Clichy there. Just free to roam, I guess, now.
Bernard. Well, the fundamental bottom line for Newcastle was to keep them in the game to this point, I think, with their tactical approach. They're unlucky to be a goal down in the nature of the goal. Well, Graham Souness no longer a player, although he'd hate me saying that. It's manager cam. For Sky Digital viewers, via the red button on the remote, he seems to have been pretty calm in the circumstances, certainly by his standards. They'll tell you he's a more relaxed guy these days, and if you meet him socially, he certainly is great company. But as an opposing manager, not so sure. There's Ljungberg. Good pace by Shea Given. Goalkeepers need to be quick in their judgment and quick in their movements. Got there before Freddie Ljungberg, who's fleet of foot himself. A charge here by Dyer. And Amiobi trying to make it drop Newcastle's way.
He did his bit there from the long ball. That's a free kick. He did his bit and allowing the ball to bounce, stopping Campbell, heading it clear. At least that, you don't necessarily have to win those type of balls. You just make sure that Arsenal don't head them clear.
Well, it's not a game for the connoisseur. It's not pretty at all, but it's compelling viewing because Arsenal is being hustled here and bustled and put out of their really sophisticated stride. Bowyer. Bellamy. Hasn't really been in the match much.
No, he's not been in it at all, really, I have to say. As an attacking threat.
Games come thick and fast. New Year's Day. If you're up and about by noon, some of you will be. Sky Sports 2, certainly Liverpool and Chelsea will be.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, big games.
Yeah. Middlesbrough against Manchester United comes, for those of you who might be a bit slower off the mark, at 5:30. Two terrific fixtures live on Sky Sports New Year's Day. Back
I just think it might be worthwhile saying to Bellamy, get up, son, get up top, alongside Amiobi. What are we, 12 minutes or so away from the end?
Big 12 minutes in Arsenal's season.
It is. It might just give us something different to think about if Bellamy goes and plays alongside Amiobi.
Dyer. Here is Bellamy. Oh, he's been chained to that right-hand side. Kieran Dyer. The birthday boy.
He tried nearly the impossible.
Not the favourite boy here at that particular moment, but again there was a promise enough to really worry those who are here following Arsenal, and there are plenty have come north from London.
Well, he's always looking for Bellamy there, and I just don't know whether he looked at the edge of the box, whether anyone was just making tracks. Aginas coming to support, looking to unload.
Flamini. Clichy. He's made some space for himself. Exactly buzzing around in the Arsenal players. Perez went short.
But they never do when someone breaks till they do. They just play back-up football a lot.
Bellamy backing up Amiobi, and Ginas supporting the wide man and starting to stretch his legs further forward. The assistant's got in on the act. Amiobi's got the ball, so
yeah, ball again, a little tug at the shot.
Quick thinking at the free kick. It's Robert. Arsenal lost their concentration, very nearly lost their lead.
Yeah, again, straight at the goalkeeper, never quite struck as well as he would have liked. So only 3 attempts in the second half, and a game where they were 1-0 down. It's asking a lot.
That's kept in by Lauren. Here's Perez with licence to roam now with Clichy on, and here is Clichy. Yeah, there's been bags of bluster from Newcastle, but as you say, Andy, not clear-cut openings.
Nothing wrong with the commitment, no, the desire. Absolutely nothing.
Ljungberg. It's only about this stage that Chelsea got going really at Portsmouth, wasn't it? And Arsenal wrap it up and get themselves a 2-0 win. Well, they can't keep his shot down.
I have to say, I'd have changed it by now. I know it's easy me sitting here, my job doesn't depend on it, and pleasing supporters doesn't depend on what I think, but I just think that at times in a game like this, at 1-0, just doing something different.
Dyer couldn't hold it. Perez, Vieira, and Clichy is making good ground to the Arsenal left. Cole. Perez. Newcastle trying to apply the pressure. Arsenal to some extent trying to run down the clock. Get up, says Graham Souness to his team, pushing them up or willing them up. Flamini. Plenty of attacking attributes from midfield. Jermaine Ginas as well.
It's a nice watch, isn't it? Graham Souness just showing the referee. I don't think the ref could afford it. Oh, probably.
Clichy. Newcastle can't afford to concede a second goal. That would be curtains here. Henry.
Deflection, wasn't it? No? Well, it looked like it hit someone. No, obviously not.
He's not
quite
asking
happy
for it, is he?
No, he's quite happy. But I think you have to risk this when you play Arsenal and you need to go back. You have to risk losing a second just to get the first. Decent effort.
Ljungberg. keep his arms down to make sure he didn't give away a free kick, and then he's given away the ball. Battled hard to get a touch. Robert likewise. Campbell. Clichy. That's an easily anticipated one for Genus.
Great.
He's got so many natural gifts. Bramble. Need a big finish here, Newcastle United. The last 6 minutes or so of Premiership play of the year 2004. And they need to score within it. Flamini.
It's looked less and less likely, if I'm honest, as the second half's going on, that Newcastle would get a goal.
Perez. Flamini, but Perez, I think, had been responsible for Genus going down. Bernard. This is where, again, you look at the lack of experience on the bench at Graham Souness's disposal.
Yeah, I know that, but you can still manoeuvre people on the pitch, and I just think, you know, Kieran Dyer, yes, plenty of bags of energy, bags are running, I understand all that, but is he a better goal scorer, more of a threat than Bellamy through the middle? I don't think he is. His goals record probably suggests that.
We're going to give a few minutes to Charles Nzogbia. He's an 18-year-old from France. But here is Bellamy. Dyer comes back Bellamy's way. Thought about hitting it first time, comes off the head of Flamini. Shoulder to shoulder, Robert and Ljungberg. Bernard. The future is very much in doubt with Newcastle United. Much of that is own making, it must be said. And Ljungberg down, no sympathy from referee Bennett, who can let Gary Lewin come on now.
No, he's not happy, Fred. He thought it was a free kick earlier, and he certainly thought that one was. As he comes in and wins the ball, and he gets caught, you can see that.
Well, it certainly looks like no wins in 6 for Newcastle, even if they were to get an equaliser here. Zogbia's had a couple of tasters of the senior side as a substitute. Bernard's gone off.
Had no chance of dragging that back the way he did there. He was right on the line when he stopped it.
Newcastle have been beaten here by Tottenham, by Fulham, and of course by Manchester United. Arsenal have been told to hurry up. From Clichy. There's a free kick. 3 minutes to go. Zogbia. Boya, but Vieira screening the back four. Perez not been able to do anything without pressure. Graham Souness is livid that the free kick's been given. Poor old Robert Perez. There are times when he actually is fouled. We should put that on the record.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Lauren to take the free kick. Ori. Hold it up, and it's been a bit of a story of the second half from Arsenal's point of view. Good work by Genus. Zogbia. Unlucky with the ricochet. Graham Souness is ball boy again.
Well, Chelsea asked a big question, didn't he? Of both Arsenal and Manchester United after the win at Fratton Park. Let's go on. Up to you now. Two tough, certainly on paper, two very tough places to go to. Villa Park and St James's and win. It looks like both have answered that particular question.
This is the league of the late goals. Clichy. Pires. Bramble. And they'll be doing enough to get Newcastle a throw. '90th minute.
For Arsenal, it's no mistakes.
Robert. He can get a free kick this time. A little mini difficulty dealt with by Arsenal. Robert tries to hurry things up by placing the ball for Almunia. It will be, if it stays this way, another clean sheet for Arsenal as well, which backs up their thought that they are getting back towards perhaps where they were early in the season. Maybe not quite the flow to their attacking football, but as a unit they're playing better.
Yeah, two big matches. This one, I think, the one at Pompey. The two games where they've had to scratch a lot more than normal. The ugly things in the game are important in this league. I think Arsenal are showing everybody that they have that.
Oh, it's 4 minutes, Andy.
Oh, well, bags of time. It's certainly in the type of area that Robert will take on. I don't think there's a doubt about that.
And Almunia, although he's 27 years old, hasn't had too much experience in matches of dealing with the curve and swerve of the match ball that was used in the Premiership.
They can get shoved left if they want as well.
But he goes.
It's a long way out, and it's expected. The young fullback who just come on was in miles and miles of space down on the left. The only thing this is threatening is Roque.
Still 3 minutes to go. Still pretty much the holiday season here. And if you imagine win, lose or draw, they'll be starting New Year's Eve earlier than most, probably in about 20 minutes' time. Yes, reluctantly, Lauren knocking it out as if it's a bit demeaning for Arsenal. The time is on their side. Bramble. Now Bellamy. Chelsea saw it through. Manchester United saw it through. Can Arsenal do the same? 2 minutes left. Genus. Bellamy. Got numbers in the box now, but the ball wasn't long enough for them.
Yeah, it was a massively difficult ball we tried to play there.
To just give it back to Newcastle. Trying to hold what they have.
Went up the wrong side. Yeah, he's dealt with it.
Needed the second header. Bit of a foot up maybe by Amiobi. Walked away. It's a reflection off Amiobi. It's a throw. Genus. That's Toure just whacking it out. It's safety first for Arsenal. It's got to be the best policy. You still feel Newcastle. Bellamy's never strayed from the right-hand side. They are going to nick something late on. Graham Souness will be proved to be right. Bellamy's coming in from the opposite flank. His cross was challenging the Gunners. And Zogvia leaving the throw to the stronger arms of Robert. It is the last throw for Newcastle United. Lundberg's header. Already feeling he was caught. Back by Bramble. And Almunia, good handling. Genus finally getting far enough forward to hit a meaningful shot. And Arsenal have met yesterday's challenge from Chelsea and Manchester United with an away win of their own. Patrick Vieira got the goal. It was an unusual one. A speculative, deflected shot very late in the first half, and it turned out to be the decisive moment